Hi, everybody. Welcome to Queers and Soaps. My name is Derek, and today I'm joined by Karen
Hello.
and our special guest today, Katelyn from 66 Harborview Road.
Hello, hello.
If you're a General Hospital fan, you know what that means, and it's very fitting because the address was mentioned this week for the first time in a very long time.
Yes.
Look, if you're living at the Quartermain Mansion, can you tell me how many bedrooms there are?
I
think there are 13.
Something like that. It's like 14.
Right. Yeah.
What I want to know is who is Spoon Island's launch director? Like, who is that guy? Like, I need to know who
AI.
Now it's probably just like a self-serve launch where you just like fingerprint, get the boat is already running.
Yes. All right, so this week on GH, the Bridge is really back in full form and clashing with everybody. Nina finally let Willow have it, and Port Charles lost its legendary Monica Quartermain as she passed away. Tommy, roll the credits, and we'll get right into it. All right, so we'll get Vaughn out of the way. Vaughn is...
Vanna White.
Yes. We're in Australia. Brennan promotes Vaughn to Colette's position, which is weird. Doesn't make any sense, especially since...
Just person who hangs around in the office and yells at Jack. Is that the job?
Right, exactly. He really deserves it. And now he's the second command in Port Charles. Brennan does say he's not happy about Vaughn and Jocelyn sneaking off to the bungalow for sex, and it's against policy.
Against policy.
Yeah.
It has never happened before. Never.
Oh,
yeah.
Ever.
Even so, Brennan still needs Vaughn as his right-hand man and tells Jocelyn she needs to get ready to go back to PCU for her next assignment, whatever that is. I don't know. Issues.
Does USB have like special communications with PCU that Jocelyn can just drop in and out of college?
There must be something. Yeah.
It's so strange because like back in the 80s, like when Ballantine was like running the WSB, it felt like they were a real official government thing so that they could do that sort of thing. But since like Frisco took over the WSB, it's just been shady, hand wavy, weird place. And like I guess the WSB has completely infiltrated it, and it's all Jump Street now.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Everyone's undercover.
I hope so.
Brennan announces he's heading back to Port Charles. He gives Jocelyn and Vaughn 24 hours more together at the bungalow, which was interesting. Why? I don't know. If he's against policy, why is he giving them 24 more hours?
Yeah, I just hope he finds out.
Right.
You could say, well, I gave them extra time.
Right. Okay, so we're at GH now. Drew has summoned Martin over there. He offers him a deal. He's going to take care of Sel's legal troubles and get her reinstated to the hospital in exchange for defending him again. Martin takes the bait, and he says he needs him to file an injunction to keep the PCPD from investigating his safe. However, little does Drew know they already have investigated his safe. So we're in Anna's office, and Chase talks to her about the evidence that was found in Drew's safe. Turner then joins in the conversation and says there is proof of a wire transfer from a Swiss bank account to Judge Eva Haran. Mm-hmm. Justine is skeptical about this holding up and didn't understand why Drew would pay for this. Chase defends. I couldn't deal with Chase. I was like, Chase, what is wrong with you?
He had a lobotomy.
He must have. I was like, what is going on? So Chase says it's all about manipulating Will, and he keeps trashing Drew, and Anna says, like, you need to settle down right now. Like, so here's my thing about Chase. You have a wife. Willow is not your problem anymore. Focus on Brooklyn.
Here is my problem. Why are there no other detectives at the PCPD? And why do we have someone who lives in the same house with some of the suspects on the case? Yes. Both of the detectives.
All of them should be recused. I mean, they're related to everyone that they investigate.
Right.
Well, where is Taggart and where is Garcia?
He is selling protein over on TikTok.
Is he?
Yeah. I mean, he's doing well. He's doing like a whole fitness thing, and the protein is part of it. Because I follow him on TikTok, so I see the video comes up, and he always has a scoop. And I go, okay, there's Taggart. At least now I know he's getting his fitness on. He could be ready to join the force again at any time. I don't know.
I think they just should transfer Garcia back in from wherever he ended up. Because it would be wonderful to have him back. I don't know what he's doing now, but he just disappeared one day. We just need more cops.
I want to mention that Anna tells Chase that Willow probably already knows about the wire transfer and that she is a suspect. And he says, Willow would never do anything like that. I'm like, learn your lesson, bro. Nell, hello?
Let's not forget. Like, it's
not forget about Nell. She had you totally snowed.
Oh, totally.
And Nell is Willow's twin. Come on.
Yeah. Like, she knows how to manipulate people. And then she acts really surprised when it doesn't turn out what she thought it was going to be. But it's all right there. It's all in front of her.
And he has a white knight complex. Any woman who has a problem, if they have a splinter in their finger, they can't open a door, Chase is there. And it's like, Chase, these are independent women running their lives. Like, Willow's a nurse. She's not like a kitten. She doesn't need that much help. She's supposedly, although the acting storyline lately, she's supposedly an intelligent woman who made it through nursing school. And here she is going, I don't know what's happening ever. Save me, Chase. And like, I imagine he sees all of them in towers with long hair hanging down.
True.
Yeah, his whole Chase is on the case personality really bothersome lately.
Yes.
I like that.
Like, he's going almost like too Hallmark with it.
Right.
If that makes sense.
No, it's like Hallmark Christmas movie style.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So ADA Turner eventually gets the news about Martin filing for an injunction, and she thinks that it could make the evidence inadmissible, but she's going to fight it. So since Drew didn't know about the since Drew hasn't found out about the wire transfer, Justine decides to pay Drew a visit at the hospital and see what she can get out of him. She does tell him, and then look on Drew's face was priceless. I was like, wow. I've never seen Drew look completely like chopped. Like,
he's like, wait, that's not the blackmail I'm doing.
Right. That's not what I was expecting you to say.
Oh my god, I love it. Drew's so messy. It's all slowly crumbling, but he still thinks he has control, which is like,
he does. Yeah, he's just like, I am the chess master. I have all the pieces. I'm moving everything. Meanwhile, Trina and Kai have stolen part of the evidence he needs against Portia, and they sort of burned it. And now there's a wire transfer that was slipped into his safe by Brick. And Willow is playing him, and he has no idea.
Yeah. All right, so we'll head over to Britt and Liesel. So we're at Nina's place. Liesel rants about Britt being just like Faison, but Britt insists that she is just like Liesel because she was the monster that she raised her to be.
Great scene.
Great scene, yes. Kelly was amazing. Kelly T. Budd, awesome. Killed it. Although Albert thought it was monstrous for Britt to let her own mother believe that she had died, Britt argues that we just said this, that she's the monster that she raised her to be. Albert assumed Britt only came back because she was broke and warns Nina not to give her any money.
That part was funny. I love that.
Nina wants to help Britt and push Liesel to admit that she still loved her daughter, but Liesel does admit this, but she says she will never forgive Britt for pretending to be dead.
Yeah, she also made a comparison to Nathan and was like, my son that actually died is the one that I care about. Like, and that was kind of like a knife twist for Britt.
Yeah.
Also, Britt's lying about all of this. I don't think she planned her own death.
No. She is. Yeah. Well, she's covering up something and she can't tell them everything. For sure.
Got to be cast signs. There have got to be cast signs involved.
Well, we saw something weird at the end of the week.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. We'll get there.
Yeah. So on the pier, the launch is delayed, and Marco gives Sidwell a chance to confront Sidwell about Judge's murder. Sidwell fires back that he's the one that murdered Judge as soon as he told Drew about the payoff.
That's wild.
Sidwell only acknowledged there were other factors involved, but the judge had to be silenced. So what's done is done. Sidwell felt that no matter what was settled, and he warned Marco not to betray him ever again.
I'll just start killing people around you, bud.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Marco also told Sidwell being called to represent Michael, who had a weak alibi that probably would not hold one in court. So we're in Sonny's office. Jason offers updates on finding Britt alive and spills some of the 5 Poppies Resort drama to Carly, Sonny, and Brick. Although he obviously does not, he leaves out the part about Jocelyn. Carly realizes that Sonny and Brick knew more than her, so she wasn't pleased about being left in the dark, as usual. Carly. So the discussion then shifts to Drew's shooting and whether or not Michael had an alibi before Carly pointed out that Brendan vouched for her own alibi. Despite Carly's annoyance over Jason keeping secrets, she eventually embraces him and admitted she's Betty's home. Sonny eventually tells Jason about Danny's involvement in finding Judge Turin's body and shares his suspicion about Sidwell being the one behind her death.
Carly's crazy. I just think Carly can never understand that people have lives outside of her.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She's just like, but you're my friend. You do what I want you to do. And he's like, yeah, I have a family and other friends. And she's like, I guess. But what about me? And it was kind of really apparent, because Jason's been dealing with this for years. He doesn't even bat an eyebrow when she starts acting crazy. Yeah. And then she always hugs him. She's always going to forgive him because I don't think she can exist without him very well.
No.
He can, clearly, but she can't.
All right, so back on the pier, Britt flashes back to a sweeter moment of the past when she was proud of her. It left Britt realizing she's better off playing dead. Oh. Jason shows up and she sees that Britt has been crying and she confesses that coming back was a huge mistake. Jason assures Britt that she still has a friend in Port Charles and vows to find her a place to stay. So he puts her up at Kelly's for the night.
Bobby's.
We always do this every week. In our text messages too, we always say Kelly's and we mean Bobby's. So.
Well, Britt also says Kelly's. So
that was really funny. I like that.
I like that they keep making references to things that have changed because she's been gone for a couple of years. And she's like, well, I'll go stay with Brad. And they're like, Brad has left town. What? I know.
So, okay, we'll talk about Lulu in Brooklyn. So Lulu arrives home. She complains to Brooklyn about Britt's return. She did get her digs in with Brooklyn before they actually had like a cordial conversation. But Brooklyn has proven to be a better person than Lulu over and over again. I don't know if you're Team Lulu or Team Brooklyn, Katelyn, but
I'm kind of like neither for different reasons.
Okay.
I loved Lulu as a teenager. Mm-hmm. Then when she became a journalist, I was like, okay. And then when she first woke up from her coma, I was like, okay, go Lulu. And then it's just been sort of downhill for me. And I feel like Brooklyn being with Chase has like hallmarked her. So she's now all of a sudden like, she used to try and pull schemes. They weren't successful, but she used to at least try. And these days she's just kind of hands off of things. And she's more of like the outside perspective rather than being involved.
She's been muted. As a Quartermain, she's muted. Yeah. Like Quartermains are crazy. And they pull together, but they all are always pulling schemes and doing things just this shy of illegal. And the closest they've gotten to that lately is the lying about Sonny putting the money into the company. But with being married to a cop detective, it's really hard for her to like get away with any of her scheming without him showing up and being like, be a better person, be a good person. And I do feel like she doesn't want to hurt kids or she doesn't want to involve the children in her plans with Lulu, although she accidentally did because of course she did. But like Lulu is just like, was in a coma, woke up from the coma, and was like, no one has had character development since I went into coma. Everyone's exactly the same. And if you are different, I'm going to yell at you like you're the same. And that's your problem, not my problem. And it's like, do you have brain damage from the coma? Is that what happened? But clearly she can go right back to being a star journalist in 10 seconds because that's how it works in real life.
I don't understand. I don't know how she had money to buy a house and to get a car and to like do all these things. And then I guess Charlotte, does she have her own car or is that supposed to be?
I think she does. Yes.
Like how
from Papa?
Maybe, yeah.
Funnily,
yeah, the sudden change to dad or father, I did not like. Call that man Papa. That's what you call him. It was a weird shift for me. I do like the new actress. I think she's great. But like that was weird for me.
Yeah, that was weird. I agree with that. But so Brooklyn does give Lulu a pep talk, and their truce is still intact. I did like this scene. I think that Lulu's a lot better now that she is not going after Brooklyn. And Brooklyn, I'm Team Brooklyn. I think Brooklyn's had a lot of great character development over the last couple years, and I think she's a lot better person with the whole Peter August thing that she went with Maxie. So we'll see.
I love her. I think Brooklyn's great, but I would like to see more Quartermaine style machinations in the future. Like I want her to do crazy mess arounds. And she's been too sedate lately. She's just she's so this is the thing. The Geo storyline muted her. Like the Geo storyline, she feels so bad about what she did, which ridiculous. She was a child. And now she's walking on eggshells around everyone, including Lulu. And I kind of liked it better when her and Lulu were sparring a little bit. And now because Maxie's injured, they're trying to like bridge the gap. But I feel like she's trying to do all of the apologizing. And Lulu's like, oh, yes, we apologized. And then she sticks the knife in. And then she goes, yeah, but we're apologizing. And it's like Lulu's like, I think Brooklyn's just standing there and taking it way too often from everybody.
I agree.
Yeah, somebody needs to ask Lulu, like, what would it take for you to feel like everything is even now? Like, what would have to even happen? I mean,
I think she'd have to kill her, I think.
Right? It's like Lulu's not going to be satisfied until Brooklyn literally is like homeless, no family, no money. Like, I just don't know what's going to make Lulu happy.
Yeah.
I don't think Lulu knows what's going to make her happy either. She has not taken the time to acclimatize herself to the current era. She's still having problems with that. Like she still expects people to behave in certain ways and they don't. And then she gets thrown off and then she gets angry. And it's like, stop getting angry. Get a therapist. You need help.
Right. Where's Kevin?
Where is Kevin?
All right. So we're at the Brown Dog. Molly asks Liz if she's heard from Rick. And Liz says she only heard about him through email about his detox retreat. I actually like this digital detox retreat. I might do one.
Where can we sign up?
No thanks. You can pry my laptop from my cold dead hands.
Right. Molly thought Rick news was strange, but she hoped soul searching would help him and feel that Liz was good for him, unlike Ava. Liz admits that Rick is always going to be a friend. She's always going to care about him. She's never going to care about him again in that way.
She's a liar.
Karen hardcore ships Rick and Liz.
I do.
I can't say that I don't.
Yeah.
Because listen, if any woman besides Alexis knows Rick, it's Liz.
Yeah.
Yeah, but where in Alexis's case it has turned to venom.
Right.
Like in Elizabeth's case, it's turned to fondness. Like it's almost like Rick is her cat that like pushes all her stuff off the counter and smashes it, and she's just like, he's so cute when he does bad things. So it's like it's kind of hard to think that she wouldn't fall for that again.
Yeah.
I think Liz will fall for anyone who falls for her sometimes. That girl gets a little bit of attention, and the next thing you know, they're all buddy. I think the only successful like platonic male friendship was Patrick.
Right. Yeah.
All right. So we're at Ava's apartment. Christina shows up so they can catch up about Rick. Ava says she made it look like Rick accidentally emailed a copy of the invoice with Nina's name on it to Willow. So she assumed Willow would tell Liz that that he wasn't working for free after all, and she would turn against him. Once that happens, Ava feels confident that Liz will want nothing to do with Rick ever again. A little harsh on Nina, though. Your best friend. I know.
Mine? No.
I would have but still.
I love Ava, but underneath it all, Ava's an opportunist. And if this is going to work to solve her problem, she will apologize to Nina after the fact. She'll ask for forgiveness, but if she needs to do it, she's going to do it.
Right.
And I think Nina, this is good for Nina because I'm an apologist for Ava, but also because I think Nina needs to get in Willow's face more and be like, you're being crazy and I'm not going to grovel for your love because it's not working.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was not.
Willow's insane.
Yes.
I know.
All right. Well, we'll get to that in a moment because I do want to talk about that. So, let's see. Lucas eventually interrupts and wonders why Christina is at Ava's place. So Christina makes some excuse about picking Avery from dance class and quickly heads out. Lucas gives Ava updates on Britt's comebacks, and they mull over whether Brad knew about her demise or her return from the dead or whatever.
Brad's got to be coming back.
Yeah, there's no way he's not.
He has to. It's Brad.
Yeah. I love Brad. Bring Brad back. I want the triangle. Give it to me.
I love how messy Brad is whenever he's back.
Unapologetically messy, too.
All right, so Lucas is adamant about moving forward with Marco, though. Ava basically suspected Brad wouldn't be able to stay away from Port Charles now that Britt is back.
Agreed.
So, we'll see. I think that's a clue. He's coming back.
He's been mentioned like 50 times in the last week and a half. That's usually the soft launch of a character returning.
Oh yeah, that's a huge indication he'll be back. This is cute. We saw James this week. I love James.
Me too.
James had a nightmare, and Felicia takes him over to see Cody at the stables. Cody comforts.
He yells at him. Go to sleep, child.
Yeah. See. Yeah, I'm reading glasses, and they stop.
I keep telling you, you've got to make the print larger.
I did, and it's still not large enough. Okay. Cody comforts James and feels that he's big enough to ride Comet now, so that brought a huge smile to his face, and he was okay. James was so sweet. I mean, he really cares about his mom, and he's such a good kid.
I wish they would give Georgie the same treatment. She's just so ignored as a character.
Yeah. Well, he said he felt like he was the one who was the reason why his mom was in a coma. And
oh, God. I know.
It broke my heart.
That's because parents always say, what are you trying to do? Give me a heart attack?
Yes.
When they do things. And like, he took it literally because he's a child.
Yeah.
Like, I made her heart hurt. And they're like, James, no.
Yeah. Aw.
Poor little thing.
It was sweet, though. So, all right, we're at the Brown Dog Bar. Gio goes to the bartender and asks him to put up some flyers for Outback, who's still missing. Karen's very concerned about Outback.
Who would go back inside if their dog is outside on the loose? Who does that?
Yeah.
You would be out there all night looking for your dog. And Lulu's like, listen, I got to tell this kid about Britt. I don't care about this dog I didn't want. I only took this dog in because my son hates me at the moment. And it's just like, I don't care if the dog got hit by a car and doesn't come back. That's a problem off my list. And like, they really did not care. And like, Charlotte was out there forever by herself. And like, Rocco's at the hospital where all the drama's happening. And they couldn't call somebody else to keep looking for the dog. They have friends.
Yeah.
This town is not that big.
Right.
That's true.
I thought the same thing. Like immediately you'd be running after your dog. You wouldn't stop. Wouldn't like
no, and they're like, let's just go to bed. The dog will be fine in the morning. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Right. I would not be sleeping.
No one would. Not if you love your dog.
No. All right, so Gia then talks to Emma about Sunny possibly supplying some reward money. Emma then gets a call and rushes out with Gio, and they come back disappointed since the person on the phone only found Outback's collar. Since Outback didn't have any identification on her now and wasn't microchipped, Emma felt that she had failed her. Gio nearly kisses Emma as he moves close to comfort her, but he ultimately pulls back and convinces her not to give up on finding Outback. So, are you guys? I love Emma and Gio. I think they're cute. What do you guys think?
Them too.
Yeah, I think they have super couple vibes for sure.
I'm on the fence.
You're on the fence. Why?
Yeah, because of Gio. I just feel like he's very emotionally stunted, and I don't know what they're going to do with him. I think it's really weird that he's just decided that, of course, Sonny Corinthos, hero of the show, is the only family member he's cool with. When a lot of his hatred of Quartermaines seems so undeserved. Because like most of them had no idea what was going on. I see his anger with the Cirillo family because they actually knew where he was and what was going on, except for Brooklyn. Right. And the Quartermaines didn't know anything. He's still mad at Ned and Olivia. What did they do? He's mad at Tracy. What did she do? He's like, I felt like I earned Tracy's love and now it doesn't count. What does that mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, it just feels really weird. And it just feels like the writers, again, propping Sonny up in a weird way. And then it's like, Sonny will give us $10,000 for this dog he's never met. And of course he will, because that makes him look good.
Yeah. Well, I think they did that so that it would get Gio over there. So we'd see all the what did I call them? The Corinthi. So many.
Yeah.
But you get suckered in because Donna's there and no one can resist Donna. She's like sunshine. She's like a little sunshine. Yeah. And no one can resist her. And it's like, that's how they're sucking him into the Corinthi clan. And it's like, that's the criminal part of the family, guys.
Yeah.
Right.
So I don't know. Again, I'm not a fan of Sonny, as we all know. And it just feels like, why does he get a pass and the Quartermaines don't? It's like, that feels like the Cirillos kind of like talk crap on the Quartermaines all the time. And he like kind of internalized it, even though he hates the Cirillos. So it's bizarre.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think Emma deserves better. For now.
I respect that. I still don't think they're cute, but hopefully I do hope Gio turns around and like starts to, get over his issues with the Quartermaines for sure.
Even if he doesn't, he needs to like at least have the adult conversations about it. He keeps saying he's an adult and he's able to have these conversations, but he's unwilling to do any of them.
Yeah. All right, so back at the Quartermaine stables, Christina stops by to talk to Cody about Molly, but he argues that he was respecting her wishes to stay away. Christina feels that she protests too much and he should be willing to let this go. So Cody gets his sandwich stolen, and we find out that Outback is there. All right, so this was a great scene. So we're at Nina's place. Willow arrives and mentions Rick leaving for his digital detox retreat, but this is the first time Nina was hearing about it. Willow seems skeptical and eventually admits she knew Rick was actually working for Nina. After Nina admitted to paying Rick to represent her, she made it clear that she did it because Willow needed a solid attorney to help her get her kids back. However, Willow lashes out at Nina over her deception and felt that she could take care of herself. Willow also mentions Rick telling her to stay away from Drew or risking losing her kids for good. Nina acknowledged that she did tell Rick to tell her to say that, but she once again defended her efforts to help Willow. This led to a big confrontation between the two, and Nina coming at Willow was everything I wanted, and it was something I did not know I needed until I saw it.
We were cheering at my house.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It was so good. I was literally applauding.
Oh, yeah. And Nina has not always been on my good list. I did not like her for the whole Nixon Falls thing. I would not forgive her.
Oh, I hated that. I hated listen, I liked the whole Mike persona for Sonny just because I was sick of Sonny and I really like Maurice Bernard. So it was really nice to have that break and have him. And I thought they were going to integrate it in a really cool way where he leaves the mob because he never fully becomes Sonny again. And I think they were going to do that. And then they kind of backed off of it because a lot of people really like Sonny. But the whole storyline with her just holding someone else's husband hostage, basically, and not telling anyone about it. And like, I get her point on it. It's just like she fell in love with his like coma personality. Right. And then was like, oh, what about his? And Carly was right. She's like, it's not even about me. It's about his children and his family. And you kept them all away because you wanted an imaginary boyfriend.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's kind of hard to get over that. But like her relationship with Obrecht really kind of like wins me over a lot. And this whole Willow situation, like sometimes I find her pathetic because she's trying to get this girl's attention so hardcore. And to see her finally just stand there and be like, no, you're crazy. You're doing everything wrong. Drew's ruining your life. Your husband even said, if you stop talking to Drew, you can see the kids, and you still are doing this. Yeah. Like she was just laying it out for her. But really, the reason I like her is her friendship with Ava.
I love that. I love the friendship because, like you were saying earlier, Ava will step on your toes, but then she'll try to ask your forgiveness later. And Nina, she does it every time. She's like, oh, okay, well, I guess that's all right. Because Nina knows that she can probably do the same thing to Ava.
Yeah. And Ava will be like, well, the opportunity came up and you had to do what you had to do. So I kind of think their friendship is a little perfect. And that's why I was so surprised, like when Curtis like outed Nina to Drew, that like even then she's like, well, I mean, I did it and I should have told them, so it's okay. So Nina is just fine with betrayal as long as like afterwards you're just like, I'm sorry. And she's like, it's cool. I only have 2 friends, Curtis and Ava. It's almost like an angel and a devil, right? Because like Ava is straight up evil sometimes. And Curtis is like this paragon of goodness most of the time, not in his relationship with women, but in everything else, he's like a paragon of virtue. So she is an angel and a devil. Those are her only friends.
Yeah. All right. So after some more bickering, Willow finally snaps that if Drew was living here, Nina is the one that let it happen. So Nina tries to play out the similarities between mother and daughter, which I like because she is very much like her mother. And then Willow threatens her mother and says she's nothing like her and says, you and your secrets and your lies have taken everything. Well, maybe someone should do that to you. So Willow is completely off her rocker, as we know. But
what is she going to take away from Nina? Nina has her company. Nina has 2 friends.
I think I know what she's going to do, but I'll talk about that in speculation.
Oh.
The impression that Nina has already once lost it all. Like, I mean, like you were saying with her and Curtis, he did kind of forgive her quickly for the Nixon Falls stuff. But ever since then, like, people were not treating her nicely for quite a while.
Yes.
She kind of kidnapped someone's husband who had a head injury.
Yeah.
Like she was just like, but he didn't want to come home and be like, lady, he had a concussion.
Yeah.
Help.
Even if he knew he had 1 child out there, mind you, like the 6 or 7 he's got, but even if she said you had 1 child out there, he would have left Nixon Falls in a jiff. Like he would have been right back to find that child.
Yeah.
She didn't give him the option.
No.
That's the whole thing. Is if she had given him the information and said, listen, you were a different person, you all this, and he had chosen her, that would be a different scenario.
All right, so Dante has returned from a run, so he and Chase catch up about the judge's case. Dante complains about Jason bringing Britt back, and Cody is stunned to learn that Britt is alive. That was a little bit later. But at the main house, Willow shows up for Scout's first day of school to see Monica, and Juan is excited to see his mom and runs into her arms. Willow, no. I was so mad that she showed up. I was like, what are you doing?
Where are the cameras?
Yeah, right. Like
right to the judge. Right to the new judge.
Well, the new judge.
Whoever. You feel bad for little Wiley?
Yeah,
I did.
Because you know, kids, they just don't know what's going on, and
true.
He keeps asking Michael, like, "Where's mom? Why can't I see mom?" And like, it's just so tough because they don't understand.
Yeah. There was like a raging debate on Reddit about whether or not Willow should be able to see her children, and they were all fighting it out. And like, half of us were like, "She's crazy. I don't trust her alone with the children." And the other half was like, she's their mother. She should at least have supervised visits. And I feel like she would poison the children against Michael every chance she got their ear.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
And also, I always worry that, like, if she's as unhinged as she seems to be, because, I mean, she did that stuff with Sasha's baby, what's to stop her from either fleeing with the children, or if it was real life, she would probably murder the children and then herself. Okay. And that would be the end of it, because she's a psycho. I know it's harsh, but it happens. And like, it's just, there's a lot that makes me feel like she's absolutely unhinged, and she may not even be aware of how unhinged she is.
Yeah. Oh, she would definitely take them, I think.
She would take them and run.
She would find some sort of old safe house she knew about or whatever.
What about the cabin?
The cabin with that Peter was locked up in.
A while ago. Isaiah's cabin. That's what they were talking about, and like
that was Luke's cabin. That's now Isaiah's cabin. That was a money pit.
Yeah. All right. So Tracy thinks that Willow is pulling a stunt and refuses to let her take Wiley and Scout up to see Monica. Brooklyn volunteers to take the kids up instead, and that gave Tracy and Michael a chance to confront Willow. Willow argues that Michael should take advantage of this opportunity to play nice and basically predict the next judge is going to rule in her favor. Please. And then Michael remains cold towards Willow and claims that Drew thought that Michael shot him. If Michael lands in prison, Willow says he will never see his kids ever again. Michael denies any guilt in the shooting, and then Wiley and Scout return following Monica's visit. They didn't tell Monica about Drew's shooting because they mentioned that, and Uncle Drew was in the hospital or whatever, and they didn't. And so, but it was a nice visit. So as for Chase, he confides in Brooklyn about the information he has against Drew that could turn Willow against him. But if he does do it, he will possibly lose his job. So Brooklyn advises him not to say anything, and she's right. I don't know why Chase would even consider saying anything.
Because he's stupid. I don't understand. You have your own issues. Your wife is suffering because she thought she gave up a child for adoption and her parents hid it. Yeah. And like she's got all this crazy stuff going on, and he's like, I want a baby now. And she's like, why can you have a baby now? My company's in trouble. My family's in trouble. And he's like, but I want a baby now. So now since he doesn't have the baby, he's focusing on Willow and all her problems because he can't fix his problems. He thinks he can fix her problems. And it makes me feel like he's still in love with her a little bit.
I think so too.
I think he is.
Like that. He's very blunt
with her. I
think he
loved her. I think he's probably always going to have a little line to her all the time.
Well, he still can't get over that Mike, he left her for Michael. So
his blind spot is the size of a state. It's terrible.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
So then Willow creeps in, and she creeps
back in. Where are the cameras?
Right.
In the back
Willow
door.
claims to have returned for Scout's water bottle, please. I'm sure.
Lies.
Yeah. And she says she's hoping to avoid all the others. Willow wonders if there's any updates on the judge's case, and Chase says he's sorry, there's nothing he can help her with. So for now, he hasn't told her, but I think
he's gonna crack. He's gonna do it.
Yeah. So we're at Bobby's now, not Kelly's. I will forever call it Kelly's. I'm sorry, General Hospital fans, but that's how it is.
Yeah. It's gonna be like another 20 years before we remember it's Bobby's.
Right.
What about Rose Kelly? She didn't die. She just left town. She comes back to town, and her family restaurant is now called Bobby's.
Yeah.
You're like, what the? I sold it to Ruby with a purpose.
He did. Well, Eric, when he recaps 93, he calls it Ruby's. I'm like, it's Kelly's.
Well, when we're in 82, he refers to several of the characters as their names from different television shows. So because one was from The Bionic Man and another one is, I forget the other show. And he just calls them by I'm like, you mean Arthur Bradshaw? And he's like, no. And he names the character from the other TV show.
Uh-huh.
And so that's a habit.
So Britt wakes up and complains about all the horrible accommodations at Bobby's that Jason has arranged for her. So, okay, I have something to ask you guys. Do you feel like Britt is back to the way she was before she had Huntington's? Because that's kind of where I'm seeing this week. And she's not, the character development is gone. The bridge is back. We don't have, now I think that she is in remission from Huntington's or however the case may be. She's back to her old self.
I agree.
I disagree.
You disagree?
I think what you're seeing is a very scared, very stressed out Britt Westbourne. She's worried about her medication. Mm-hmm. She's worried about whoever's in charge of the project, whether they're going to want to kill her now that the whole Pascal thing happened and all the research was destroyed. She's in a town that thought she was dead, and the reception she keeps getting is everyone hates her and is angry to see her. And when she was there before she died, she had made like so many strides in everyone liking her. So when she got to the hospital, she minced into the hospital. She kind of like slowly kind of slinked into the hospital and waited for people to react to her. And then she reacted to them the way they wanted her to. And when it came to her mother, that devastated her. And the only reason it feels like she's being more and more aggressive is because she's scared. She's hiding something and she's upset that everything is different.
Yeah.
So I don't think they've destroyed her character development, although the show does do that just for laughs. But like, I think she's just so overwhelmed. It's like, she's so funny because Jason keeps trying to help her. And she's like, stop helping me. I hate you. Okay, I'll take a hotel room. Okay, I'll take cab money.
Right.
Yeah.
But he's the one that she knows, like subconsciously, she knows she can rely on him. But she's still trying to get over the trauma of him choosing Carly over her over and over and over again. Yeah. And him leaving her in the room to go save Jocelyn while she had a bomb strapped to her ankle kind of like brought that insecurity right back. Even though he did come back for her, she doesn't ever believe anyone she loves will be consistent. And so far, she's been 100% correct. The only person who's ever been consistent is Brad.
It makes sense.
So I'm on the other side, but I may be wrong.
But I see what you're saying, though. But I think that Britt, there's also the factor that she doesn't have Huntington's anymore, so maybe she's like.
But she does have Huntington's in her mind.
And yeah, she does.
She doesn't know. I've been saying it was fake since the beginning.
Oh, like, I agree.
She thinks she's in remission because of these crazy drugs that she's been getting, which whatever they are. So at this point, we don't know whether or not she has Huntington's. The tests say she doesn't.
Right.
The test that Lucas did.
When she went to see him and he examined her.
He said she has no signs of Huntington.
Right, exactly.
But she would have to get the genetic testing redone.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And I mean, test results being altered at General Hospital is not something that ever happens.
Was Peter August still alive when Britt got her first test done?
Yes.
We talked about this, and we think he changed the results.
Yeah.
I think he was the one who had Huntington's, and she didn't.
Yeah.
I think he switched the results. But like, I thought that back then, that's why I thought it was really tragic when she got killed by Heather, because I was like, I don't think she has Huntington's. I thought it was fake then. And we discussed when she came back, like, how could she still be alive? And it looks like they're going down that path that she does not actually have it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, so this is great. She comes down. She gets locked out after getting a shower. She's in the towel. She comes down to Bobby's, and Carly and she's there, and they renew their old rivalry. But Carly pushes Jason to protect Michael before that, and says she fears he might be guilty of shooting Drew. Let's see.
Let's have that discussion in a public place. Sounds like a good plan.
Right. Yeah, in front of witnesses. Yeah. So, okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't the last time Carly and Britt they were cordial last time they spoke?
Because she saved Jocelyn's life.
Right.
But now they're back in competition for Jason.
You know, an understanding. I feel like because Jason had died, and I felt like they kind of made peace.
Because Jason wasn't there.
Right. Yeah, makes sense.
Anytime Jason is there, Carly becomes possessive, jealous, crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because she believes that anytime Jason has a girlfriend, she has to tell that girlfriend that no matter where they think they are in Jason's life, she will always come first.
Yeah.
She has to pee in a circle around Jason anytime someone talks to him.
Yeah. That's when Jason gets a call from Tracy to come back to the Quartermain mansion. So he does so. And then Carly and Britt have their confrontation, and they swap over the trust between Jason and Carly, and she ultimately wanted nothing to do with either of them. Of course.
All while still in a towel. Like, she's having this argument while she's naked with just a towel wrapped around her. She's got a hair towel on, and she's still 100% in Carly's face. While she's just like, I am naked and I do not care. I will yell at you. I don't want anything to do with any of these assholes in town. I want to leave.
I do like how Bobby's is it represents different situations in Port Charles. You have like the Quartermain mansion, Sonny lives in a big house, Carly lives in a big house. Then you have Joss and Trina, who, yes, they have an apartment, but it's on the Quartermain estate. Mm-hmm. And then you have Bobby's, which is like rooms for rent, bathrooms down the hall, like pay rent when you can come work in the restaurant if you can't pay your rent. Like, I think it's a cool atmosphere.
Yeah.
And it's funny because they've been using this set as Jason's for like a long time, and I was laughing because it was Joe Kelly's room, and it's like now it's Jason's room, and then my mom's like, "How do you know it's Joe Kelly's room?" And I'm like, "Well, because Rick's room had the big window, and they don't use the set with the big window anymore. So they only have there's only 2, maybe 3 rooms at Kelly's that are usually available at a time. But it's always when you've lost everything or you've come back from the dead.
That's true. Because remember, the Quartermains once, they all lived up there.
Yes.
For a little bit. I think that is one of the funniest storylines. I mean, it was so silly with the whole Pickle Lila thing, but I just thought it was great.
Yeah, that was the days. AJ was still on.
She's an AJ fan too. I know. Katelyn knows I'm an AJ fan. Too.
I liked what AJ brought into the mix. I thought that he had a real fresh personality. He acted just a little bit different than the other Quartermains, especially when he was up against Edward. Edward was trying to be so much more strategic, and AJ was acting off of his emotions.
But also because I think Edward felt like he failed with Alan, because Tracy was the son he always wanted.
Right.
And he couldn't accept that because she was a woman. And then Alan, that jerk, went off and became a world famous doctor. What is that? That's terrible. That's awful. That's not what he wanted. So then he always seemed to like Monica better because she was a woman, but she ended up head of cardiology where no woman belongs. So she must be tough. And then when it came to the children, he pitted Edward, Jason, and AJ against each other. But until the accident, it did not work between Jason and AJ. They were too tight.
Yeah.
And I think that's because they were sent away to boarding school and they basically only had each other for years.
Yeah.
Yep. But I loved AJ. I'll never stop talking about how mad I am about his death.
Yeah.
I know. I wish they didn't kill him off. I wish something else happened where he was just off screen, because I would really love for him to come back every few years, mess something up, leave.
It would have been they wasted all that time really because they had his miraculous comeback from the dead, and then which was amazing. It was Monica finally stepping up and choosing AJ over Jason, which I liked, and especially since in '82. No, I'm not gonna get into that later. But she does not like Jason, but she that whole storyline was so beautiful and such a tale of love of her hiding him for 10 years and him recovering and him having this whole life. And why doesn't he have secret children? I don't know why. And then he comes back only to be murdered by Sonny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awful.
It was awful. All right, so we'll talk about Trina and Kai for a second. Kai meets with Trina.
Must we?
Yeah. Get them over. I don't care. Okay, so basically, I'll just cut it down. Kai and Trina talk about the night of Drew's shooting, and Kai fears that they missed something. Kai recalls the story of what happened and realizes he left his fingerprints on the bat there. So that's all. That's where we're at.
Yeah, and then he's like, we can't see each other ever again. And I'm like, good, Trina, get out of there. Stop talking to this bad storyline. Go get out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Jason arrives at the Quartermain mansion, and Tracy tells him about spotting Michael at Drew's house the night he got shot. Tracy wants Jason to protect Michael at all costs and hopes Jason would tell Monica about Drew's shooting. Jason does agree to go up and tell Monica, but once he comes back, there's tears in his eyes, and he says he never got a chance to break the news to Monica because she is gone, and Tracy is stunned. Beautiful scenes, by the way, between Steve Burton and Jane Elliott this week, but that was just the beginning. But that was the end, I think, of Wednesday's episode or Thursday's episode, I think. But okay, so we'll go back to Britt for a second. Britt and Elizabeth bicker because she's waiting for an appointment with a doctor so she can get her meds. And then this is when we talked about this earlier. Lucas' examiner says she doesn't have any symptoms of Huntington's, and and he forces her to go through the exam and all that. And he says he's going to write her the prescriptions, but he doesn't know how she's going to pay for it. So this is when Britt decides she's going to get a job back at General Hospital. And I
think that was her intent the entire time. Why else come there instead of Mercy? Why not go to Mercy? Which, by the way, first mention of Mercy Hospital, and I don't know how long.
Right. So we got a surprise appearance by the co-chief of staff, Terry Randolph, this week.
Where have you been, Terry?
I feel like she's been gone for 6 years.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
she looks great. Very excited to see her.
Really good, yeah.
Loved her outfit.
Yeah, we've been kind of begging for her to come back. What, every week, Derek, for like
Maybe,
2 million years.
So Brittany's with Portia and Terry, and I love when Britt's like, "Oh, I don't have any designs on your job, Portia. You're doing a great job from what I hear, but I just want my whole position back as OGGYN." And apparently, there's a bunch of legal loopholes because Britt.
She's dead.
Yeah, she's dead.
Legally.
Yeah, she's dead.
You don't have a medical license if you're dead. It's
Yeah,
just
you don't have a medical license, so they give her an entry-level position in the.
But you know, she got that because of Portia.
She did.
Because she's like, it's very complicated, and Terry's like, you can't just come in here and change test results and do all these crazy things and get away with it. And Portia's face was like, well, maybe you can.
Yeah.
I did like that Portia did that for her. That was really nice. And then
we're also team Portia over here.
Really, this is really like a step down, but okay.
What an interesting set of friends Portia is starting to develop. Like Nina, Ava, maybe Britt now. Like, it's a very interesting little
it's a bad girls club.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
I keep saying this, and I want Portia to go on a villain arc. Like, that's what I want.
Oh my, I want that so bad. And like, she was pretty good with the whole like Heather stuff, and then the waking up Oz Haggerty guy.
Yes.
Like, that she was doing really good. But yes, I think she needs to get down and dirty. I would love a really good like hospital drama storyline where like Portia has to be a little shady. Terry's trying to figure out what's happening. Britt is like, I don't know what to do. Should I play the bad side, the good side? Like, I just think that would be great.
Well, the best part too is that she just lost her overly moral husband. So she now has no one holding her back from doing shady stuff.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, so we'll talk about Molly and Cody. Molly visits Cody at the stables, and she's gushing over the cute new dog that he found. Molly does agree to keep quiet about his presence because Cody says the Quartermaines would not allow him to have a dog. And he could get
Why? The Quartermaines have dogs all the time.
They do.
They love dogs.
I don't get that. I didn't understand that development.
What about Annabelle too?
In the stable, like he can't have a dog in the stable with the other horses, which I'm still confused about where Cody is sleeping.
He sleeps above the loft.
So it's like supposed to be an open loft with like you could bend down and pet the horse from your bed, because that's crazy.
I don't think Cody would mind that, but yeah.
But imagine the smell.
Yeah, it's not exactly going to be great in the middle of the night. You know, the stalls have not been mucked and it's rising.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All these secret rooms at the Quartermaine house when they actually have east and west wings.
Yes. Yeah.
So eventually, this is after he asks Sonny for the $10,000 reward. Gio stops in and asks Cody if he's seen Outback. I think if before that, though, they found out that Outback was missing, and Molly was pressuring Cody to call the number, and he's like,
well, they didn't have a collar on the dog. He wasn't microchipped. They really didn't care, and I could keep this dog.
Yeah. And then
she's like, you can't get someone's dog.
Once she gets explaining what happened, Molly looks at Cody. I love the look she gave him, and she's like, you need to tell him.
Well, I was looking at that as like, Molly, girl, red flag. He wants to take someone else's dog.
Right? Yeah.
I don't know. I think he was thinking of it as they didn't care about the dog until Gio showed up. He was like, this dog wasn't collared. It wasn't microchipped. That they clearly don't care as much as I could over here with my new best friend. And also, I think Cody's feeling very alone right now because Maxie's gone and he and Molly can't get their whatever lined up. So I think he's feeling a little alone, and he wanted a dog. What guy doesn't want a dog?
Yeah.
A cute dog.
Outback
is really cute.
Yeah. He's really
All right, we're at Bobby's now. I got it right. Yay.
Yay.
Lulu,
you mean Kelly's?
Lulu gives Charlotte updates on her chance to see Valentine at Steinmetz, and thanks to the deal, Brennan. She says she thinks that thanks to the deal that Brennan was willing to make, Charlotte is taken aback by this news. Does not call him Papa, which took me aback too.
I didn't like that. Fix it.
Yeah, right.
Go back, re-edit it, fix it.
Lulu does tell Charlotte that if she does decide to visit Ellen, she will be right there. She's not leaving her side.
Well, who would?
I know.
Right?
I'm going to take you to... Yeah, Supermax jail. I'm just gonna send you there. Good luck with Uncle Brennan.
But I love how Lulu's posting it as like, hey Charlotte, I think it would be a really great idea if like we went to go see Valentine. You know what I mean?
Yes,
it's
yes.
let's go. Like
you got her cadence perfectly.
Well, like she's really trying to, and like I see the point because if she were to tell Brennan no and then Charlotte find out later, that definitely would cause them to butt heads. But just like the way Lulu was talking to her and Bobby's like, hey, why don't we go visit your dad? Let's see what he's up to.
Let's go to the mall later and visit a Supermax jail.
On our way to the mall, we'll stop at Orange Julius and then we'll
Yeah.
Yeah, she did. She phrased it like it was a fun little side quest. And it was so funny because like Charlotte's like, what is happening right now? And she's like, why is he going to let me see Papa? And she's like, oh, I don't know. But, you get to see him. And it's like, she knows something's up. Like,
oh, yeah.
Lulu has got to stop treating Charlotte like she didn't live with a super spy for almost her entire life.
And having to be on the run and learn how to hide and learn how to be inconspicuous. Like,
yeah. I mean, this child speaks French. She's not unsophisticated.
Yes. Rocco then comes along and blames himself for letting Outback go missing. Lulu gives him a pep talk before joining Rocco and Charlotte to keep looking for the dog. So we're at the Quarter Mansion now. Jason assures Tracy that Monica had no pulses and is indeed dead. Jason calls 911 to report Monica's death. The paramedics come. I didn't know that Port Charles had a sheriff. The sheriff also came.
Yeah, that part was strange. Just from personal experience, at least in PA, maybe it's different in New York, but when you're expecting like an elderly person to pass, you don't even need to call the paramedics, the sheriff. You can just call straight to the funeral home and come pick it up and take care of it. But I wasn't sure if New York was a little bit different because that was the first thing that caught me off guard. I'm like, well, why would the sheriff have to come?
Yeah,
it's like there's like a different number you call and everything. You don't call 911. Like you can call and report it, and it's like a non-emergency line. And then they literally send the body to the funeral home.
Yeah.
Unless there's a need for an autopsy or anything. You're right. They don't do anything here. I don't know what they do in New York.
Yeah. Right, yeah. Maybe in New York they needed to call, or maybe they just wanted to do that in the show to like really set in that she was.
Yeah, probably.
They don't have to set it in. I'm already sad.
I know.
Yeah.
I've been pre-sad for a while here.
Right, for like
that's talk about a very sad moment. This was really great though as well. So Jason and Tracy sit down to talk, and they have a tearful conversation. Jason wished he had memories of Monica growing up, but Tracy offered to tell Jason everything since Monica told her everything as well. Jason told the story. This is where Karen has the issue. Jason told the story of when Jason was a baby, and Monica first started to view him as her son after he got sick, so he cried. Yeah. So he cried and hugged her, and they mourned together. Very great scene between Seabird, and I love that Jason wants to remember, because my dream storyline is that Jason gets his memory back, which will never happen. But I think
I did like that they talked about how Monica tried so hard to reach out to him, and he wasn't receptive of it at the time. Yeah, and that's because of Sonny, and why I eternally hate him.
I don't blame Sonny for the whole Jason against the Quartermaines, but I do think he could have helped in that manner. Like Sonny had his own view of the Quartermaines, but he should have also looked at like how they treated Emily, how they treated like other family members, and been like, well, you know what, they did care about you, so like you don't have to hate them, but like they did care.
I'm going to quote Alan Quartermaine, and I'm going to say that you took a brain-damaged boy and you turned him into a killer. And I'm going to stand on the line that Sonny Corinthos is the worst thing that ever happened to Port Charles. And I don't care how many people they kill to prop him up and how evil they make Sidwell to make him seem less evil. He sucks. And it started with Karen, and it will end now. It's going to continue on until Maurice Bernard decides to retire.
Yeah. So I need you to say it, Karen. She hated that baby.
She hated that baby. This scene that they're referencing,
Yes.
look it up. They were going to a party. I'm not particularly sure what party it was. It may have been the party at the Haunted Star, or it may have been the party for the opening of the casino. I'm not sure, because I can't remember specifically what the date is of the scene. But they came to the house because Susan Moore called and said that the baby was sick. And Monica and Alan came to the house, and she was holding the baby because the baby was filthy and Susan was tanked. And then they put them to bed, and like they just have one little like second of Monica in a gold lame dress holding that baby and smiling at the baby. And that's more Leslie Charleston smiling at a cute baby, because I'm going to repeat it. Monica Quartermain hated that baby. She hated that baby. She called Jason it most of the time and other things. She hated that baby.
Yeah.
Welcome to 1982 and 1983. She hates that baby. She has still not acknowledged that baby. That baby's still not allowed in the Quartermain mansion. He's like 2 or 3 now. So every time she said that, Monica said it herself. She was a rocking chair. She was holding somebody's grandbaby, great grandbaby. And she's like, from the moment he was in my arms, I loved that baby. You hated that baby. You know, I hated that baby. You're delusional.
Well, people like to rewrite history, you know. Maybe.
Absolutely. Carly's the queen of it.
Yes.
She hated that baby, guys. Look it up. It's available on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. She sent it to me. I watched it.
I'm like, no. Pet peeve of mine when they use the 80s to like prop up a storyline now, and it's incorrect. Like it's from the incorrect era. It drives me crazy.
Yeah.
So there was another one that happened this week. Another inconsistency. Liz eventually sees Monica's name in the system, and she lets Lucas know that Monica passed away. In Drew's room, Janie tries to convince him to let Scout see her family, and begged him to let him see his little sister. Drew refuses to acknowledge that this is Jason's fault, not his. Danny knows that Sam would hate this and says he hopes he can live with himself. And Danny was really great in that scene too.
Yep.
He did a really great job.
He was trying so hard to make peace.
Yes.
For Scout, for his little sister.
Yeah. It's just, and then Danny comes out and he overhears Liz on the phone with Jake telling him that Monica died, and that's how he found out. And Liz tells Lucas that Monica was really great when welcoming Jake to the family. Like, Monica was pissed. Pissed that Liz and Jason kept Jake from her. Like, she did not welcome him right away.
This is a really
big rewrite. I was there.
That was in the midst of like the Jason romance wars of 07. Like,
yeah. Oh yeah.
That was a crazy time.
Oh man. Oh, that's not the last inconsistency this week, though, Derek.
Oh, there's one more.
Yeah. At one point, Tracy says that's when the cottage. That's when the gatehouse was the cottage.
Oh, yes.
The gatehouse and the cottage are 2 different locations.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it was freaking me out. I'm like, what are you talking about? Because at the time, some people were living in the gatehouse while Susan was living in the cottage. Like, there were people in both locations at the same time. Both were heavily in use at the same time. And she's like, yeah, you know, when the gatehouse was the cottage. Nuh-uh. They didn't own the cottage. Susan owned the cottage. What are you talking about? Like, who is this archivist on the show?
I don't know. They need to get it together.
I'm still mad about the clip they used for Holly when they made Sasha Roberts' baby, because that was about when like Holly lost Luke's baby. And I'm like, what are you doing? This is not from there. And then they're like, no, you fans are all dead. None of you will remember any of this.
I know, but I never want to make a huge deal that there's a ton of episodes on YouTube, because I don't want ABC to...
You don't want them to find them?
I don't want them to find them and like have them all shut down.
There's clips. It's just clips. You can find clips everywhere.
5-minute clips, 2-minute clips.
There are. I have 5-minute clips.
Awesome.
Yep. Okay, so Liz eventually makes her way to Drew's room, and he gives her the news about Monica. And
why does she have the right to do that?
I don't know. Because no one else will probably tell him, because they all hate him.
But at the same time, she learned it in the computer. That's privileged hospital information.
True.
She was not released from that. she did not have the right to tell anybody that before the family decided to make an announcement. I was going crazy. I couldn't believe she just did that.
I never thought about that till you
That's a HIPAA violation.
You're correct. Yeah, it is. Yeah. I didn't think anything of it, but now that you said it, I'm like, yeah, that's not right.
Yeah, it makes sense now.
She had private information on the central system of the computer. She saw it come in, probably an intake from the paramedics, and she just started telling people. Started walking around the house. She started telling people.
Yeah.
I guess that's a good point.
Mm-hmm. So
I don't know why I'm always so worried about the medical stuff on this show. I guess because it's called General Hospital, but I lose my mind every time they do something. I'm like, that's a HIPAA violation. Happening.
Karen loves medical dramas.
I do. I do. Except for Grey's Anatomy. I don't like that
We're at the gatehouse or the cottage, whatever it's called.
They're at the gatehouse.
I know.
The gatehouse is on the Quartermain property.
It's the gate cottage now.
No!
So Jason breaks the news to Michael about Monica passing away. This brings about a tearful conversation between the two about the regrets and all the love that Monica had given them. Tracy spreads the word to Ned and Brooklyn about Monica, so the three of them share some very emotional moments. Very sweet, very tender scenes as well. So we're at the PCPD now. Anna speaks to Laura about Judge Ferran's case and how they could be connected to Drew's shooting. Dante and Anna show up at the hospital with concerns about Drew, and they get distracted by a very unconscious mystery man who looks very much like Nathan in the crash cart. Lulu also was the one who, on the way to pick up Rocco and Charlotte, she went to pick them up, and she found the scene. She was at the scene of the car accident. But
am I the only one who had no idea that was supposed to be Nathan? Or
it didn't look like him. You couldn't tell.
I couldn't tell.
Yeah,
I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
I heard the actor's coming back. I think I've asked this before. Is he going to play Nathan?
We don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, no one knows who he's playing.
We were so worried when Kelly was coming back that she wasn't going to play Britt. And, because she's dead. And I'm like, it's a soap. She'll be back. It's fine. And for a while, though, we had no idea. And we were super excited when it turned out to be Britt. But I don't know if I'll feel the same way if he is Nathan. Because I like Maxine Spinelli.
I love Maxine Spinelli. But I liked Nathan separately.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I liked him separately, but at the same time, what are we doing to Liesl in this show if we bring back both her kids?
Do we think that there's something deeper going on with Liesl, or are we really believing like all this is a surprise to her?
I have some insane ideas for speculation, so.
Yeah, me too. Okay, and then there's just one more thing I want to mention about this week. Gio and Emma shared their first kiss after they found Outback, so that was
over Outback.
Yeah, ever funny.
In Cody's house.
Yes.
Yeah. Not awkward at all.
Yeah. Okay, for anything.
Kids, I think it was just fine.
So, Karen, is there anything you wanted to mention about this week that I missed?
I want to mention that no one's going to care about all these inaccuracies that I always bring up because most people are normal and don't remember exactly what happened back then. But
I care.
Those of us who do, it's really crazy to me when they do things like say the cottage and the gatehouse are the same building. Like that's to me, that's insane. They're just like, how small did Port Charles suddenly become? Like it feels like there was like Casey the alien came and then magically started smushing houses into other houses. Because a lot of times when somebody gets a new house on the show, I'll be like, oh, that's Laura's house. Or, redecorated. Or, oh, that's the old cottage set. And they do it all the time because like they don't really have the cottage anymore. Right. But it's like people lived in the cottage off and on forever. Like I think who's living in it now? Currently Bobby and Brock are living in it in 83.
Oh, in 83.
For me, currently.
No, I know what you mean though. When Sonny was moving back into his penthouse, I was throwing a fit because I was like, that is not the penthouse. It's supposed to be across the hall from Jason. It's supposed to look exactly like Jason's, just flipped. I was having a fit.
And it tweaks your mind because you're like even the Quartermain mansion, because I know it was rebuilt at one point. The staircase is in the wrong spot. Right. So it's like they moved the staircase and you're just like, staircase is it's in the wrong spot.
completely remodeled. And recently I noticed it's a little bit different again. I used like the picture from when they first did it. And then I noticed on this week that the walls in the foyer actually have like a toile pattern on it.
Yeah, I noticed that too. And I was like, that's new.
Yeah.
And that's because we're crazy.
Could be. But the good kind. You know?
But in 83, the mansion is still brown.
Yes.
And the staircase is in the right location because there's a coat closet right there that's still there. They flipped it. So I don't know if they just put the set back together backwards. But like there was a coat closet there, and a little door basically under the staircase is the main entrance to the mansion, which was always bizarre.
Yeah, why is it so small? If it's like supposed to be this big mansion.
It's supposed to have wings.
Yeah.
Like at one point when Grant and Celia lived there, they were in an entirely separate wing from where Monica and Ellen and Edward and Lila were. They had a whole entire wing.
Yeah.
But the main door is just one single door, not a double door. And it has cameras, but only sometimes.
Only sometimes. And I think, isn't the doors off the den, aren't those double doors, like French doors?
Yeah, And and then those back doors are supposed to open into the rose garden, which you haven't seen in a long time.
Yeah. I forgot they had a rose garden.
Lila did it. It was Lila's rose garden.
I remember now, but I forgot all about it.
Oscar garden, right? We have, isn't this?
Yeah.
Oscar, the child that Drew forgot and only brings up for clout sometimes.
Yep. That's
all right, Katelyn, is there anything you wanted to mention about this week?
Just like overall enjoyed it. The highs, the lows, the in-betweens. I thought it was good storytelling this week.
Yeah, for sure.
Although I didn't want Monica to die. I think I would have loved a recast instead. As much as I love Monica. I think it's sad to just have her die in bed.
Yeah.
For a character that has done so many insane things and been like so strong the entire time. I kind of wish she'd had more.
Yeah, I almost wish that they had this happen while the actress was still alive and done like a big send-off in that way. So like all the actors could still like celebrate with her and, you know, things like that.
It would have been cool to do the like Constance Towers did with the video and all that. But obviously Leslie didn't know. I mean, you never know. And I think she just thought she was coming back.
Yeah.
Well, I remember, Karen, when Leslie first passed away, one of the things you said, which was really, I love this idea, was that they should have shot some things before Leslie, you know, and like said, this is, you know, let's shoot some things that you can play later on or whatever. That would.
If I were ever an older actor in a show, which I'm not, because I'm just sitting on my couch doing nothing. But if I were, I would be like, listen, you never know. Let's film a cool death for my character now and just keep it on standby, because one of the greatest things they could have done with this, and I'm pretty sure they're probably going to do something crazy with the will, because this is the Quartermaine mansion.
Oh, yeah.
And Tracy just seems to think Michael's going to get it, but
that's a question I have for y'all in speculation. Who's going to get the house?
Me. I'm moving in.
All right. Well, I guess we'll head over to speculation. We're going to head over to Patreon, and we're going to speculate, and we're going to watch a clip of the week. So the clip of the week nominees this week are Britt and Liesel, Nina Willow, and Jason and Tracy Moore and Monica. So please head over to Patreon and join us, and we will see you back next week. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.